Okay, so on the 31st of July, I resigned from my office job, and here's the crazy part. I didn't have a backup plan, and I didn't have a team, and I didn't even have a laptop. But a month later, I've built a WhatsApp system for an actual business. But here's how I've done it, and here's exactly the challenges that I went through because this is what nobody tells you. Before we proceed, let me give you a backstory of where this all started. So I spent 4 years working on digital marketing agencies, and in those agencies, I was occupying roles where I had to run paid media ads and manage social media pages, report on campaign performances, and in all of that, I kept on seeing one thing that was common in all of that. So what was common is that these companies are spending a lot of money trying to get leads in, and once they have them in, they don't have an actual system to respond to these leads. So they have a lot of leads, but they don't have a system to respond to them. And this is where I saw a gap, and from there I resigned. So just as I mentioned, I didn't even have a laptop, so I had to get the laptop first. So I spent about 4 days looking for a laptop. I got a good second-hand HP i7 laptop, and then I started looking for an office space where I could work. I quickly found out that core working spaces or renting an office space is very expensive. So I took that out of the list, and then I revamped my room so that I can have a working space from home. And then I also started working from coffee shops and from libraries. So wherever I could just get a Wi-Fi and a good desk to sit, I just worked from there. So it was me, my laptop, and just the idea. So then on week two, I started doing the actual work, and that was the hardest part. So I already knew how to code using Python. So now all I just needed to do was to learn how to build WhatsApp chatbot using Python. And then I started learning about Meta APIs and the whole process that goes through from when a person sends a message to when it lands on the API and to giving back a response to the user. Okay, so if you need a full breakdown of what I built, you should watch my next video where I talk about low code or no code platform versus custom coded chatbots. But for the purposes of this video, I am going to just write on the board and show you the process that the message goes through. Okay, so this is what goes on when a user sends a message to a WhatsApp chatbot. So the message goes from the user's cell phone to the Meta servers. So because the message is sent from WhatsApp, it will obviously go to Meta servers. WhatsApp is part of Meta's platform, so it goes to Meta servers, and then from Meta servers need to verify you first. So they need to verify your number. They need to know who this message is supposed to go to, and then from there, if you are verified, they see that you are the right person for the message, and then they push it to your code or your WhatsApp chatbot, and then from your chatbot it goes to the chatbot logic. So there are two types of logic for a chatbot. It can be an AI based or a rule based. So the difference between an AI based and a rule based is, I'm sure you've interacted with the WhatsApp chatbot, and it sounded it spoke like a person, like another person is typing. So that is because it used AI. And then the rule based chatbots are the one that gives you option. Maybe press one to do this or select this option, and it has a rule or a logic of steps. So then from there, once the message goes to your chatbot, and then it is taken to the logic, and then dependent on whatever the user has selected from the logic, it then goes back. It goes back to Meta servers, and then Meta servers verify the message again if it's uh, if it's the right format, and then they can also use that to charge you, like because Meta charges you for API calls. Like if it's a customer initiated conversation, that is free, but if it is a conversation that is initiated by the business, then that is a paid conversation. And then from the chatbot logic back to Meta servers, and then it takes a response back to the user. So I hope that is clear. But if there are any questions, just let me know in the comments below. So I didn't just stop by building a chatbot. I saw that a business owner needs to know what is going on in their chatbot. So I took it a step further, and then I built a dashboard from that. Let's jump onto my computer and let me show you the dashboard. And then on week three, I created a dashboard view for the clients to be able to see what their chatbot is saying to their customers. So as you can see here, we have the grill house. So there is an overview of total customers, message received, and then leads captured, and then pending booking. So if a customer books a reservation, because the grill house is the restaurant. So if a customer books a reservation, it will capture the details of the reservation and then show it to the client. So it is up to the client to confirm or cancel or contact the person and ask for more information about their booking. So the client can also look at the conversation that the bot has had with the customer. So it can check like this customer for them to book, the one that was pending there. So for them to book, they said, hey, and then the bot responded with, hey, welcome to the grill house. And then the customer asked, where's your location? And then the bot gave location. What's your menu? Then the bot gives the menu. And then can I book a table? Fantastic. And then it takes the details. And then what do you want to book? Reservation for two. When is the date? And then thank you, your booking has been received. So then that is it. That is what goes on into the dashboard, but it's a little bit more complex than that. But this is the high level overview of it. If you run a service based business and you receive a lot of inquiries, make sure that you subscribe, because in this channel I'm going to be solving that problem. And in the next video I'm going to be talking about custom coded chatbot versus low code or no code chatbots. I'll see you in the next video.